Welcome to Off the Roster, brought to you by our founding partner, Proline. Must be 18 plus to bet in store, 19 plus online, and for Ontario residents only. Thank you for joining us on this Christmas Eve, which basically it is a Friday because we are off tomorrow. Wishing you all good vibes. I'm Lindsay alongside Cabbie and Dan. The vibes are high, unless you're a Toronto Raptors fan because they lost in overtime, but we're just going to go past that to talk about the Raptors and the Leafs' big bounce back wins. I just want a quick little vibe check. Cabbie, I will start with you. How are we feeling this morning? He's feeling so good. He forgot to, I think, maybe unmute himself because he's like, I'm so excited. It's still
fired up.
We'll let it pass, buddy.
6-3 dub for the Leafs. Raps back in the win column.
The vibes were immaculate until I had that little technical snafu, but great. I feel great otherwise. Dan, how are you feeling?
Feeling pretty good, man. You know, the Leafs needed that one. Everybody can just like breathe a sigh of relief. Okay, they can go into Christmas, you know, take a few days. All right, we got a win going into the holiday, and now we can pick it up, and we have to go on an unbelievable tear for the second half of the season. But at least we got this win. We got this win. We can feel good about it.
Let's just kind of recap a little bit, live in the moment, what happened in their afternoon game against Pittsburgh. You had William Nylander snap an 11-game scoreless streak, and Max Domi, a 23-game goal drought, came to an end with a beauty. If you missed it, watch this, take a listen. It was from coast to coast.
15 seconds left in the Majelli penalty, and then just about a dozen
speed
seconds
on Max.
Power play time for the Leafs again. Domi, what a goal! Max Domi, coast to coast.
10 out of 10, no notes.
It's a beauty. Happy for him. Healthy scratch Max coming back with a vengeance, getting that beauty of a goal. I love whenever they show his dad, Tij Iginla, in the stands. It's like no reaction, no clapping. And it's like, is that his entire childhood?
Yeah. 18,000 people standing up at Scotiabank, and there's just Tij Iginla just sitting in his chair. Yeah, nice one, kid. All right.
Like, I'm gonna
do it again next game.
I'm going to play it cool. Well, I did not play it cool when this happened. That was such a beauty of a goal. Then you had Chris Tanev back in the lineup for the first time since November 1st. After the game, Nylander, Tanev, and Domi spoke about that goal, but also getting the win.
That was nasty. I mean, flying and dipsy doodle and put it in. I mean, it was a huge goal for us too. So it was great. It was a lot of fun to watch.
Thank Max for scoring that amazing goal today. That was great. So it was a great. That was a good Christmas present for me. Just watching him do that.
We just wanted to get a win going to the break. I think, despite the score in Dallas, we played a really good game the first two periods. You know, and it's just how it's going. It's tough sledding. It's a tough league, and we're sticking together in here, and we believe in each other, and we believe in this group. And I thought tonight showed that. So regroup, have a nice break with the families, and come at her swinging.
A nasty little dipsy doodle. I love that. Thank you, Nylander, for that moment. Dan, Nylander. Yes. Nylander, big game for him yesterday. What did you make of the performance?
It was needed for old Willie Nylander, right? He had, as you mentioned, 11-game goalless drought. I think something dropped somewhere. But 11-game goalless drought for William Nylander, and he scores a beautiful goal. Like, gets the Leafs off to a great start. You know, intercepts the puck at the blue line, gets in on a breakaway. Classic vintage Nylander on the break. Ends up with 4 points on the night. Gets the empty netter as well. So this is what the Leafs needed. You know, for the Leafs to go on the run that they need to go on here through the second half and get back to the postseason, they need Auston Matthews and William Nylander to carry them, especially on offense. And Nylander was a house on fire for pretty much the first month and a bit of the season, but he has cooled off lately. And the Leafs offense has reflected that. Same for John Tavares. He has seen a dip in his production with William Nylander not being as prolific. Was it that sickness that William Nylander had? I'm led to believe that, yeah, he's still recovering a little bit from that and has been. So maybe he is getting back to his full form. And that's just something that this Leafs team can't live without. Like, they've gotten enough depth scoring, but when your stars aren't going, it's going to be hard to win consistently in the NHL. So Nylander getting going. Next up, they need Matthews to get going, but a huge positive for this team that Nylander's looking more like himself.
It was Return of the Max. Return of the Max. Return of the Max. This was awesome. Like it's like Max Domi unlocked the Connor McDavid skin from Overwatch 2. As Lindsay, you mentioned, is his first goal in 24 games. He was benched against Nashville, and that goal, like his reaction, it was like the release valve, just shot off and just so much pressure, not for just him, but the whole squad just, shot into the atmosphere because, the weight of the Leafs nation and the weight of the media just all over these guys. And they get notifications on their phone. They see what people are saying about them. They look at their DMs and people telling them they're trash and how they should trade the captain. It was a great moment for the squad. And as Dan also touched on, the Leafs depth scoring has been a positive for this squad this entire season. In addition to William Nylander putting on a show, registering 4 points, the Leafs received some timely contributions from their depth players. Steven Lorentz scored on a breakaway, but he had Craig, oh my goodness.
Berube?
No, sorry. Oh
my gosh, Craigs we know.
Simpson. Mark Craig, former Leaf.
Oh my goodness. Anyway, it was said on the broadcast.
There we go.
Craig Simpson?
Craig Simpson, thank you. Jeez Louise.
Simmer.
Have you ever seen on a broadcast someone on a breakaway had 3 chances to score? But, Lorenz scored, which is great. And then Matthias Michelli added his 5th of the year on that nice deflection off a defender. So anyway, the depth scoring has been there for Toronto. And when you get that production from the bottom 6, it absolutely helps to carry some of the weight. Obviously, the burden is, as everybody knows, is on Matthews' shoulders. It's on Matthew Knies' shoulders, Nylander's and Tavares's. But it's nice to see some depth scoring timely for the Toronto Maple Leafs in a 6-3 win over the Pittsburgh Penguins.
I'm just going to
I love that the chat is just naming random Craigs now, like Craig Ludwig.
Oh my gosh, chat! I'm sorry. I just had it wasn't just a brain freeze. It was like I was punched by Anthony Joshua with no defense. My guard was down, and I was just looking at him, waiting for him to punch me in the face and then break my jaw in 7 places. Goodness
Craig
gracious.
Conroy.
Thank you for the help.
I can't name another Craig. I feel sad right now about
Craig
this.
Mack, Craig Robinson. I can name him now.
Oh, I love Craig Robinson. This is great. I'm not going to stump you. But I do love the chat. Thank you for anyone joining us right now live on X, or if you're joining the chat on YouTube underneath the Nation Network. Shout out to Johnny, who's joining the chat for the first time. And I'm going to shout myself out for dropping my iPad when Dan was giving a great speech because, yes, I'm the idiot that did it.
Full
and I'm going to let you know.
here.
Yeah, it's me. I dropped it. That was that big clunk. And I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. When I'm doing the sidelines for Raptors 905, there's an over-under on how many times I'm either going to drop my notepad or my phone. It is an entire thing. If you give me 2 things, I'm going to drop both of them. So, hey, sorry, Dan. Thank you for that great little moment. That's just who I am. But you know what was shocking yesterday about the game for me, guys? What was that, Lindsay? Is that they fired obviously Mark Savard the day before, assistant coach responsible for the power play. And there wasn't a huge, crazy power play overturn that happened. The world did not switch around for the Toronto Maple Leafs. The sacrificial
They didn't magically score 17 power play goals, yes.
But man, there's a bit of conflicting messages, Dan, surrounding the power play and what is happening with the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm going to have you break it down.
So this really became a thing pregame yesterday, and Brad Treliving spoke to the media prior to the game, and he mentioned that Derek Lalonde will take a lead active role as they get into yesterday's game against the Pittsburgh Penguins. He also mentioned that he thinks the power play is one of the biggest reasons for the struggles of the Leafs this year and why they don't have enough points in the standings. And then Craig Berube goes for his pregame, and he says, no, the staff will get the power play. So they will do it as a collective. And for Leafs Nation, and especially those online on Twitter, they had to clarify this after the game because people were all up in arms. What is this miscommunication? Can these guys get on the same page? How are they going to figure this out over the second half of the season if they can't even be on the same page about the power play? And I think everybody needs to have a little bit of eggnog, okay, and enjoy the holidays. Again, take a deep breath. All right, and let's just see where this goes. If they didn't have the exact same messaging on who's going to take over the power play in the media, I don't think it's the end of the world. They had moved on from Marc Savard. They made a definitive decision there, and they haven't even had a practice yet. So they'll figure this out as they get back over the second half of the season. But I wouldn't be over is this a thing or is it not a thing? People are making it a thing. It's not really a thing for me.
Yeah. It just feels like they just didn't have a conversation before the game. And when they were asked about the power play unit, just each person just spoke honestly, but it just, as you said, Dan, they haven't even had a practice yet. So they haven't had time to kind of put their ducks in a row. And this is a nothing burger, a giant nothing burger for $4.99 at A&W.
Oh man, a $4.99 burger at A&W is a steal. I love their Mama Burger, no onions. It is such a delicious thing. Yeah. Oh, they're so good. A&W sponsor us. Sponsor us. I will eat.
No, I'm committed to never growing up, so it's the teen burger all the way for me.
I've never had a teen burger because I've always been old. Anyways.
Grandma Lindsay.
Yeah, Grandma Lindsay. Also, we appreciate the chat. You guys are so entertaining during the show, so thank you for joining us. I also almost dropped my iPad at least 5 times in the last 3 minutes, so I'm very sweaty right now. I'm so afraid I'm going to drop it. But the Leafs, they next play host to the Ottawa Senators on Saturday. They have a couple days off during the holiday break. Sending them good vibes. We're hoping for another big win. But I just want to talk about another game that happened in the NHL. If you were you don't care about any other team but the Leafs, this is just fun. Battle of Alberta, Calgary, Edmonton. And we had, so far, my favorite ejection of the season.
I want to hear what Uyghur has to say. So, mind that scare.
There's some tapping. He just got the 10.
Wait.
He's tapping on the penalty box. That's almost
No.
automatic. Now he's gone.
He's just pressing buttons right now.
Yeah. This is like the Uyghur, if you're listening, hitting the stick against the... Look at that.
I love
just playing the antagonist right there.
I love Jack Michael's ultimate Oilers homer just being like, get him out of here. He tapped the glass. It's like, bro, it's not that big of a deal.
He tapped the glass. And then he's like, really? This is what's happening? I'm going to tap my stick on the ice too. Don't mess with me. I just love that we had a full-on dog pile in the Battle of Alberta, that the gloves were dropped. I love that. It was spicy.
I mean, you got to fight if McDavid is playing in God mode, which he wasn't. Draisaitl has a hat trick. Shaq Hyman had a goal. It was a belt to ass game, and you have to fight at some point.
Yeah.
You're going to see them in 3 days here in Calgary, and it's going to be as a friend of mine said, it's the game. It's always the game of the year when Edmonton plays in Calgary, and after getting whipped 5-1. I'm sure the fans will be, seething, just can't wait for either another fight or at least a 3-2 game for Calgary. But I mean, again, McDavid is playing in God mode. This is Leonardo da Vinci.
Yes.
This dude plays the game holding R1 the whole time. This guy's speed burst. Max Domi unlocked a little bit of that, but Connor McDavid plays a full 22 minutes with R1 held down, and the guy's is faster than everybody. So good luck on Boxing Day when the Oilers play in Calgary at the Saddle Dome.
31 points in 11 games in his last 11 games. He's almost 3 points a game. You want to talk about channeling your inner Wayne Gretzky from the 80s, putting up 275 points in a season or whatever it might be. That's what McDavid is trying to do right now with the Oilers. He's everybody's like, man, Nathan McKinnon is just he's on another level, and McDavid's like, hold hold on a minute.
Yeah,
and he's doing his thing again. 31 points in the last 11 games. I also love that Cabbie yesterday for his pro line pick was like, McDavid anytime goal. He actually only gets really assists against the Calgary Flames, but I think tonight he'll score a goal. And he gets 5 assists and no goals. It was just continuing on with the narrative. Incredible stuff. It's a bad. I'll call that one a bad beat for you, Cap.
Oh, absolutely. I think his last 6 games he hasn't scored against Calgary. Make it 7. And he has 1,000 assists and 0 goals. Jeez.
Leon,
also,
you couldn't just serve one up for Connor tonight? Would that be so hard? Would that have been so hard?
The answer is yes. Also, Dan, please don't call Chris Tanev the Tan Man anymore on social media. I've almost blocked you for that one.
Well, the Tan Man is here to save the Leaf season. So,
he's such a good guy, but yeah, he's such a good guy. When we talk about Calgary, an icon for the Calgary Flames, a beloved former Flame and Hall of Famers, Tij Iginla, and looking to have that kind of follow in the footsteps, maybe with their father, is Tij Iginla. Yes, I know he doesn't play for the Flames, but he will be making his debut with the World Juniors. We have an interview with him coming up still on the show. Excited to talk to him, but we need to talk about what happened on the hard court. You have Sandro Malikashvili. He had a career moment on the court. You had Scotty coming back with energy. You had CMB. Raptors beating Miami. And the great part about this especially was their defense, keeping them to with under 100 points. And Miami shot 42%, which is the worst that they've had at home. Another fun little fact is that it's just the 3rd time in franchise history the Raptors have won 2 games in Miami in a season. It was a fantastic game. Here's what Scotty had to say after about Mamu's performance and Darko about the team's record right now.
He was just doing a great job of helping our offense flow. So credits to him. He's been great for us and playing with that pace and being a stretch big. He's dangerous every time he steps out there on the floor.
We as an organization, if somebody before the start of the season told us that, going into Christmas break, we're going to be 18 and 13, we would sign up for all of that. So, we're really excited where this team is going. We understand that this is a process. We understand that this is not the way we play right now. That's not a finished product. We're just going to continue working hard and believing in each other and just stay on the path.
Significant moment out of Darko talking about if somebody at the beginning of the season told us that we'd have our 18th win, 31 games in this season. Just to put that in perspective, last season, it took 57 wins. So I think that was March when they actually got their 18th win. So going into the Christmas break, they're over 500 for the first time in 6 seasons. Dan, let's talk about Scotty B. Give him an all-star vote, people. What did you think of his game last night?
Oh, he was unbelievable, especially to close the game in the 4th quarter. Brandon Ingram with a little bit of a ankle boo-boo, and he didn't play much in the second half. But the Raptors didn't really need Brandon Ingram in this one, which is also a nice surprise for how the offense really found itself again after it's been sputtering over the last couple of weeks. And it was led by Scotty Barnes. I mean, he was taking the ball to the rim. He was dunking on people. He was doing everything. And then he's, hustling back on defense and creating steals, blocks, all those things that Scotty does. 27 points on the night. And when we talk about getting your team back and getting yourself out of a slump, we said the same thing. I said the same thing about William Nylander and the Leafs. You need your stars to be those guys, to be that guy that gets you out of it. And Scotty was that for the Raptors last night. And I know he had a tough weekend against Boston and Brooklyn, but the real Scotty Barnes came back last night for the Raptors, and they absolutely needed it.
A couple of game notes that I want to share that Lindsay kind of touched on. Defense travels, and the Toronto Raptors ranked 9th in defense according to NBA.com. So holding the Miami Heat to under 100 points again is a tremendous touch point. It's a tremendous effort by the whole squad. And additionally, the Raptors earned their 10th road win of the season yesterday, December 23rd. Last season, it took them, they earned their 10th road win on March 26th, 2025. So this team is leaps and bounds ahead of where they were last year. All right, so I want to highlight a couple of players. I'll start with Colin Murray Boyles, who was awesome. Played 25 minutes. It was the highest amount of time he's seen so far this season. He notches his first career triple-double, 11 points, rebounds, 9 offensive rebounds, 3 steals, 1 big block on Norm Powell. He had tremendous energy, defensive awareness, and presence of mind. Late in the fourth quarter, CMB has 2 screens. Screen up down low, screen up top on the arc to give Scotty Barnes some space. He goes in with the left-handed jam, boom, and Matt Devlin was like, Scotty Barnes, stocking stuffer. It was just great. So salute to you, young man, CMB, for notching your first career double-double. And then we got to witness the Sandro Mamu Kelishvili experience. Oh, so sorry to lose. Say his full government name. Salute to the
Mamu.
Georgian, but he was fantastic. Yeah, Mamu. 14 points, 6 rebounds, a career high 7 assists. Him and Emmanuel quickly had a game high 7 assists, and it's great getting it from your 6'9" big man who spaces the floor. 4 for 6 from downtown. He was just tremendous. He was crediting Scotty Barnes with his unselfish play after the game in an interview with Kayla Gray. And then in the post game, as Lindsay threw to, Scotty Barnes is crediting Mamu. So I just love how this team, they ride for each other. They're big fans of each other. And it's clear that this team is gelling. And this was an important win. They go into the break. They can relax, watch some terrible NFL football games and some really good NBA games. But the guys can, they have, 36 hours or 48 hours at home with their families, and then they fly to Washington, I believe, on Christmas Day, like that night, to get ready to play the Wizards on Boxing Day. But salute to the squad. It was an important win and a tremendous team effort to hold the Miami Heat, one of the highest scoring teams in the NBA, to 91 points.
Yeah, and before they would struggle with how Miami would play zone against them, I was just so happy to see them defend on both ends. It was a great moment. And then you bring up like CMB getting his first career double-double. He had such a great game. And Johnny in the chat saying that win gave him hope again in the Toronto Raptors. You should have never lost hope. I understand they went on a big streak and then there was a bit of a jump. But hey, they won this game and they won it quite well and dominant in a lot of categories. They had 6 players in double digits, one of those being Jamison Battle, who, yes, I would love to see get more minutes and even more opportunity. He is an undrafted player that has always stayed ready. Here is a fun stat I loved about last night's game, and you go to expect this, especially from him from beyond the arc, but he was 4-4 from the field, 3-3 from beyond the arc. So he had a couple of blocks. He had a steal in 15 minutes off of the bench. Almost every time he touches the court, he will make an impact. He does not, in my mind, get enough praise or enough minutes, but there's not enough minutes to go around. I'm excited to see how Jamison Battle will continue to impact, as well as CMB. But, well, we talk about the Raptors. They were without Jakob Poeltl in that game. They were without RJ Barrett, but you know who was there? Former president and vice chairman, none other than Masai Ujiri. Will Lou putting this out. It was all over the broadcast. You can see him just over Scotty's shoulder with hopefully future Hall of Famer Alex McKechnie. And we know he's in and around that area. I just thought it was fun that he was there. I'm like, did this get into
Happy to see the
anybody's
boys.
mind? Yeah, happy to see the boys.
Just reminding everybody, I put a lot of these pieces together.
That's
together.
That's right. But why not just get a courtside seat to your former squad? He's still in good standing with the team, and just Masai's always his brain is always working. He's always got things on the go. So it was great to see Masai because we haven't seen him in like a year or so up here in Toronto. So it was awesome.
In Masai we trust.
And they got the W for him. In Masai we do trust. Yes. Jedi Lord Masai Ujiri.
Just a interesting note. Josh Lewinberg of TSN posted this on Twitter saying the Raptors and he were a team where one of them missed 13 consecutive 3-pointers and the other started 1 from 12 from deep. They had 20 total turnovers, 10 combined 3-pointers. Both teams were shooting 10 for 39 points at the half, and the Raps just barely broke 50 at halftime. So it's not like the first half was this great, exhilarating game, but they
was
were
not a
able
Picasso,
to get to it. It was not. We didn't see Da Vinci. We didn't see anything, but there were some moments you were just so excited, like Mamu for life. He should start every game that Yak is not there. I am kind of over the small ball in a little bit, but also, shout out to everybody in that chat right now who are giving CMB a lot of love. There's a lot of excitement around this team who have a little bit of a crazy schedule. I think they have 4 games in 6 days. And then, yeah, there's just a lot. And Matt Devlin said on the broadcast yesterday that the last time the Raptors had a 20-point lead in a game was November 21st. So over a month, the Raptors, it took them to have a win and a lead that was at least 20 points. And they did. They absolutely dominated the Heat. 112-91 in the end was the final. 112-91, I think, ended up being the final score. But they did have a 20-point lead. But my guys, I do want to look at some other things that happened in the NBA yesterday. If you don't mind, will you indulge that we take a little bit of a look?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Raptors will be taking the Wizards, like Cabbie mentioned, on Boxing Day. They've been having a rough season, so we're hoping for a W there as well for the Raptors and another great performance. But let's go to the Lakers taking on the Phoenix Suns. And if you don't know this, Canadian basketball star and player Dillon Brooks is on that team where LeBron, he's going
Brooks
to shoot a
is
free
the
throw.
ultimate villain. So good.
Yeah, he's giving him the stare down. Oh, you know what? LeBron made it. He gives him the high five, and LeBron
I love that so
like,
much.
Just staring him down.
This is just gamesmanship. This is just trying to bleep with the competitors and with his mind and get him out of his regular routine. She throws or whatever. LeBron is like an average free throw shooter, but I just love this. Just
like,
bleeping with someone to mess with them.
Yeah.
100%,
And LeBron sneaky loves it too, I think. Like it might annoy him in game, but he like sneaky loves that he's got this villain who's just like trying to like poke and prod him and get more out of him all the time.
No one else does. Like Draymond as the league's agitator loves LeBron. He bugs everybody else except LeBron. So LeBron really has no. I mean, he might have public detractors in the media.
Was it maybe Lance Stevenson back in the day?
Yes, great.
Yeah.
And I think they were teammates at some point too with the Lakers, but no one's really messing with LeBron like Dillon Brooks is, and I'm here for it. And salute to the Suns because they got the dub, and that's the most important thing.
Oh, and
Brooks had 25 points last night, man. He was chucking up everything and letting it drop.
I think we might be Dillon Brooks stands, and I'm okay with it, guys. I am okay with it. Just he does the mind game of staring down the court during pregame when they're doing the shoot around and all that other stuff. But I love when he went and gave him a little high five after you made the free throw, and LeBron's like basically get out of here, punk. Dillon, thank you for being the gift that keeps on giving. And then the Spurs, they took on OKC. They got a big win yesterday. They are like one of the only teams that have beat them so far in the regular season. And they now have a new post-game tradition. And I'm curious for any Raptors fans, Leafs fans, Scepters fans, whatever fan of a sport team you are, would you like to see your team do this? Dan and Cabbie are seeing this for the first time.
With my teammates to introduce a little new tradition that we've been working on with the Jackals over there.
Wemby talking to the Spurs crowd.
Spread your arms. Everybody spread your arms. And do just like the Jackals.
It's a Viking clap like they do down at BMO Field. Oh, it totally is.
Yep. We're not in sync.
We are not in sync at all.
Oh, God. All right. So, well, like either there's a delay. That was hilarious that not one of us were in sync, I think, at any time during that. Clip that out. Put it on.
I'm not going to blame our musical talents and our ability to hit the beat. I'm going to blame
I'm going to blame the latency on that one.
So yeah, Dan, you called it out that it does happen for a Toronto sports team. I love this. I think it's fun. One thing I'm not a fan of is post-game interviews when they broadcast them in the arena. And I know some fans like to hear it. So it's like, okay, I'd rather have something where the player kind of leads a chant or a clap or anything where you get the fans involved in that way. I just thought that was energizing. It was fun. I love that Wemby took initiative. He was on the mic, but do we like this kind of celebration? Because like even with the Kings, I love when they light the beam, the magical beam that's not actually connected. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just thinking about lighting the beam when the Sacramento had like, what, 1 or 2 good seasons, and then they're like, now they're about to trade Domantas Sabonis, I think, or whatever. But lighting the beam's dope. Yeah, that celebration's dope. We forgot to mention that CMB, Colin Murray Boyles, got the chain last night, and we got a great pose on the Raptors social account. It posted him with the chain and then the group pick. But yeah, I'm here for post game celebrations, just to like reward the fans for sticking around and acknowledging them in this sort of communal celebration, like small celebration. But I'm here for it. I think it's great.
You know what else I forgot to mention? I'm going to bring the vibes down. Grady Dick missed every one of his shots yesterday.
Oh,
sorry, you brought up his name, and I remember being like, "Oh," because I was looking at. I'm so sorry to bring the vibes down. It's like, so for Christmas, I'm hoping he has a great bounce back performance on Boxing Day. I know I brought the vibes down, Cabbie.
Why?
A little bit of turkey will balance.
Jacoby Walter went 0 from downtown too. He didn't. He had some nice moments in the third quarter, but I think from downtown he was 0 for 3 or 0 for 4. So.
But I would love something like that, happening after a Raptors game, like either a "Let's Go Raptors," any kind of chant. I think it would be fun. I don't know how well Leafs fans would engage in this kind of activity, but Raptors fans absolutely would. So I'm just putting it out there. I'd like to see something like that.
Your team's got to be good. I think that's probably the prerequisite of this exercise. Like when the Spurs were tanking for Wemby, I don't think they were going to be very into a whole sort of post game celebration for the 7 wins they had over the course of the season. So when you're a good team, and the Spurs are heading that way now again after all those years with Pop and obviously the Tim Duncan era, but. When you're a good team, I think it's a lot better. Like nobody cares about the Carolina Hurricanes post-game celebrations if they're a bad hockey team. But now that they win all the time, sure, get after it. Do your duck goose after a big win in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Speak for yourself. I don't care if they're losing. Again? Give me a good one.
Were they just was like something the Storm, right? Or they just saluted the audience were just holding their sticks in the air, no? Or am I thinking of something else? They
play they do a different one every game, or did they stop doing that? I think they still do it, I can't remember. But it's just not because it's like happened for so long. They don't really, it's not really as publicized, I guess.
But if they are a crappy team,
I forget what they call it. Yes.
Yeah. If they are not a great team and they win and something happens like that, it gives the fans something to look forward to is all I'm saying, Dan, is if a team only wins like 5 games, looking at you, Washington Wizards, and you maybe win
Storm Surge. They call it the Storm Surge.
That's right.
Yes. May it not be on the 26th that Washington wins, but hey, when they eventually win their next game, give the fans a little, call and answer, something. They got to get something to want to come back to the games and be a part of, because other than that snooze fest, you're losers. No, I'm just kidding. But in all seriousness,
Lindsay going after the Wiz.
Yeah. Great W for the Raptors. And I'm going to do what they said in the chat just to kind of clear the bad vibes they put out there. Jamison Battle. I just need to put that name out there. Perfect from anywhere he shot in the game. So, okay.
I think it was it was actually, that was kind of an interesting point of the game where like Brandon Ingram, BI didn't really have it last night. And then post game, he said, he has a bit of an ankle injury, and he told Darko like, hey man, Battle's got it tonight. Just keep rolling with him, and I'll take the extra rest. And I think that's a nice team moment. And, for BI, who's not really been seen as a team guy in his previous stops in the NBA, I think that's kind of a cool moment of how he has really meshed with this Raptors team in a way that maybe he didn't with the Pelicans.
And Jamison Battle had such a beautiful catch and shoot 3 in the fourth that it's just chef kiss whatever people under 85 are saying. It was just magic, and I could watch that highlight over and over again. And before the show, you guys helped me out. You let me take one for the team. Everyone was a little busy, so I interviewed Tij Iginla, who, yes, he is the son of Hall of Famer Jerome Iginla, and he will be making his World Juniors debut, which obviously is a big topic in Canada. A lot of people, this is a Boxing Day tradition, and I had the chance to speak with Tij earlier this morning about being a part of the World Juniors roster. Appreciate your time. I know you're extremely busy. We'll talk World Juniors, and I know that's all you're going to be hearing about for the next couple of weeks, but I want to talk about something that happened in the WHL. You and your brother finally got to play against each other professionally, and all I want to know is, was there any kind of conversation beforehand about you guys dropping the mitts as a joke just to get a rise out of your parents?
Well, I know he had that funny quote where he said something like that, but I have to think that he wouldn't want to fight me, but um, yeah, no, my parents did tell me though before the game, they were like, don't try to take a run at him, or they're like seriously, it's not gonna be funny if you hurt him or something. I was like, I'm not planning to hurt him, but yeah, I'm just gonna play the game.
Just planning to win. So now we
Yeah.
Juniors talk, and obviously there's a lot of momentum and expectations around your group. What has camp been like?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. It's been great. Back with a lot of familiar faces, guys that uh, I won with at the U18s, and a lot of guys that won as well at last year's U18s for Canada. So it's a great group. We have a lot of fun, and yeah, practices are good. Pace is high. Yeah, it's been super fun so far, and yeah, I think we're just getting ready for the tournament.
You talk about the U18s. You've also been a part of the Memorial Cup, WHL playoff runs. How do you think all of that has helped you kind of deal with the pressure with camp and World Juniors? Because there's just a lot of chatter about it all the time. You know it's beloved in Canada.
Yeah, it's awesome how passionate people are about the World Juniors, and especially in Canada. So yeah, those playing in those moments through over the years, I think it always helps just getting that experience playing in elimination games where your back's against the wall or whatever it is. I think those are just great to learn from and experience. And you don't win them all, but yeah, just having as many of those under your belt, I think is important for a team. Having guys that have gone through that, and we have a lot of guys here that have won Memorial Cups and, like you said, U18s and whatever it is. So, yeah, I think it's super important to have that experience.
I know everybody and their mother always ask you about your dad, so forgive me for the one question I'm going to ask related to him. Of course, Tij Iginla, for those listening or watching, is your pops, and he was at the World Juniors, the first time 20 years ago. Feel free to call him an old man or Grandpa Iginla, whatever you would like. Did he give you any advice about living in the moment, taking in the moment, but not being overwhelmed by it all?
Nothing too crazy yet. I mean, it's just it's a great opportunity, and you want to enjoy it and have fun and stuff. But I think it's part of the journey a little bit. You go from I guess what I'm trying to say. There's moments of pressure and expectation throughout, whether it's your draft year or this tournament or that tournament, and yeah, I think the process in those moments is kind of the same. So even though this is a grander scale or more people watching or whatever it is, I think it's just like any of those other moments, just to more intense.
This next question is not meant to get anybody in trouble. It's just the goal song for Team Canada is Courage by Tragically Hip, which was released before I think you were born. Yeah. Have you heard the song before they let you know it was going to be the goal song? And it's perfectly fine if you didn't.
I'm not 100% sure that I had, but I probably have somewhere. Just I didn't. I didn't know too much about it, but I like it. It sounds great. I think Courage. It's obviously a great quality that you have to have in a tournament like this. So I like the message of it, and I like that it's got a pretty good ring to it, I think.
And I think you will all like hearing that song over and over again during the tournament. But I'm curious when it comes to, say, Spotify Wrapped. There's a joke with their viewers. They call me Grandma Lindsay because my Spotify Wrapped listening age was 85. For the record, I'm very much nowhere near 85. What is a couple songs that you listen to all the time? Or if you could pick just your own personal goal song, what would it be? I know it's a team sport.
Yeah. I don't know. I might go, I like rap. I'm like rap, country. But the guy I listen to probably near the most is Lil Baby. So I might Lil Baby, Drake, probably a younger listening age than you, but yeah, there's something in there from one of those guys.
I know Kelowna fans would be familiar with hearing this term that I'm absolutely going to butcher, but Iggy Wiggy Woo Woo. How many people are yelling that at you on the streets when you're out playing with the Rockets?
Yeah, probably more than I would have expected. Probably the first time I heard that goal call. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Guys here like that have probably never watched a Rockets game in their life. They'll say it to me, and I'll be like, "How do you know about that?" But yeah, it's funny. I like it.
So I know that people have talked to you about, being with the Utah Mammoth and being the first ever draft pick at nauseum. But the one thing I want to know about that entire experience is a video that some people may not know kind of happened around that time. And I want you to break it down for me. You were giving Marshawn Lynch fighting tips. Like, what? What is this? Like,
yeah, no, this was definitely a pretty crazy side quest. Yeah, no, I saw Burke down there and I just congratulated him and stuff, and we congratulated each other. And then he was had Marshawn Lynch following him around, so I was like, oh, that's funny. And then Burke, because me and Burke fought once during that year, so Burke was telling Marshawn about it, and he was like, what? No way! Like you gotta show me some tips or something. So I just was like, all right, I guess I'll show whatever. I'll grab his hoodie or whatever like that. But yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was definitely not something that I would have thought would be happening that night.
Yeah, he looked a little shook when he brought it back, like, whoa, you got me right away. But hopefully that brought you a little, like, wild.
Yeah, he called me strong, so I took that compliment from him. That's
unbelievable moment. Well, we appreciate your time today. Good luck with the World Juniors, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon and people continue to yell Iggy Wiggy Woo Woo, which I will not do ever again. Thanks so much, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Nice job. Very, very like mature, measured young man. That was a great conversation.
I know you guys heard it. I know you heard what he said, Dan.
Probably younger listening age than you. Yes.
Yeah, little baby and Drake. And that's a fact. That is factual, what the young man said.
I love that he didn't just like leave it out. I love that he just didn't leave it out there. He's like, no, I'm gonna like point this out. Definitely a younger listening age than you.
Yeah. After I spoke to him this morning, I'm like, I cannot wait for the guys to hear that one because I know that they're going to hear it.
You opened the door and he went through, so it's kind of how it works.
Yeah, I'm not mad. Wonderful kid. I'm excited to see how Canada will perform. Their first game is on Friday at 8:30 p.m. I believe is when the puck drops here in Eastern time. But Christmas Day, my friends, is a big day. For years, NBA has dominated the airwaves with their big matchups. And the NFL, they're trying to get some of them dollar bills. Although the matchups that ended up happening, probably not what they were hoping for, especially with the Chiefs when it comes to Mahomes not being in. So you know what, Dan? Let's start with you. When it comes to NBA or the NFL, is there a game that you're looking forward to, a storyline? Because I have about 1,000, so I'm going to wait my turn because I just spoke to Tij for 7 minutes.
So when I look at this Christmas Day slate in the National Football League, it's a little bit underwhelming compared to what we thought it might have been at the start of the year with some of these teams underperforming. Cowboys, I'm looking at you. But also the Detroit Lions. This was supposed to be a team that was going to be a contender again in the NFC, and they go up against the Minnesota Vikings tomorrow in Minnesota, and they need the win. They have to win out and hope that the Packers lose both of their 2 remaining games in order for the Lions to make it back to the postseason. So this has been a tough year for the Lions. They haven't been able to stay consistent. The offense has been really good. The defense hasn't been what you would have expected it to be. The run game, while sometimes, you've got the thunder and lightning of Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery that are just pounding teams into oblivion, there's been other weeks where it's kind of a non-factor and the Lions need to get that going again. So I'm looking at the Lions. This should be, they lost to the Vikings earlier this year, but they need this win. JJ McCarthy may not play for the Vikings. Like if the Lions lose this one, it'll be a real big disappointment for a team that had a ton of expectations going into the year.
couple of game notes. Okay, so obviously, like the NFL and Netflix are trying to eat the NBA's lunch with scheduling 3 games on Christmas Day, but it's like they're serving peanut butter and jam sandwiches. It's like kind of okay. Meanwhile, the NBA has a buffet over at Caesar's Palace. I'm going to be locked into the Spurs and Thunder. And a couple of game notes, and Lindsay touched on the Spurs basically being OKC's kryptonite, or maybe kryptonite light so far in the season. The Spurs beat San Antonio for the second time in 10 days. San Antonio's won 14 of 17 games to move into second place in the Western Conference. Right now, they're 22-7. And OKC has lost 3 of their last 5 games since opening the season, 24-1. As they've put up 4 losses, the margin of victory in the first 3 games are 2 points, 2 points, 5, and then 20 to the San Antonio Spurs, who are loaded with depth and young talent in Steph Castle, Dylan Harper, and of course Victor Wembanyama, who's continuing to come off the bench, and they're managing his minutes and his workload. So this will likely be a revenge game tomorrow on Christmas Day between the Spurs and the OKC Thunder. And everybody played yesterday on the Thunder. Ihart was out for a little bit. They're managing his minutes. And J Dubs, he had a hand. He broke his left hand, but his hand, he dunked, I think, in this past game or 2 games ago. So I think it'll be a revenge game, but I'm also like very intrigued to see if San Antonio can beat these guys for a 3rd game in a row, basically in this regular season, where OKC seemed invincible and basically was for the first 2 months of the NBA. And then, like you, I'll watch Lions and Vikings. And the interesting thing in that matchup is Minnesota has put out 15 different combinations on their offensive line because that squad's been riddled with injuries. Detroit's been riddled with injuries, and they're starting. Let me get his name correctly because I barely know this kid who went to Minnesota. They're starting Max Brosmer at quarterback because J.J. McCarthy has a hairline fracture, in his throwing hand and won't be available for the game. So with an offensive line that's porous, it's the Detroit front 4 can go eat, and Aiden Hutchinson get some sacks, big fella. So might be a defensive game, might be a blowout. Amon-Ra St. Brown is questionable. David Montgomery is questionable. He had an interesting post on IG yesterday, just his shoulder pads in his locker. And that was the post. There's like no caption, no context. Like, are you hanging it up? Like, what are we, I was looking for the internet sleuths to like decode what David Montgomery is putting out there on like a random Monday. I guess we'll see. He's questionable for the game. But that's really the only NFL game that interests me is Lions versus Vikings. I might look at the Cowboys Washington game a little bit because I kind of thank you. The Cowboys Commanders game because George Pickens is playing, and I might sprinkle some dollars on him. But I don't know, Lindsay, are any of either the NBA games or the NFL's games interesting you or piquing your interest on Christmas Day?
Thank you for asking. I do hope that when you sprinkle them dollar bills that it brings you some good luck. But I don't know if when you talk about the Minnesota game, is that really what you're interested in? Because what you should be interested in, Snoop Dogg is performing on halftime. They're trying to make a whole thing out of this. We know Beyonce performed, I think, last year, a couple of years ago, but they're bringing out Snoop Dogg this year with Lainey Wilson. If you don't know who she is, she's like the reigning country music queen for the last like couple of years. And then Kelly Clarkson will be performing ahead of the Cowboys game, a Christmas song. So if you hate Christmas music, don't watch that. But if you want to see Snoop Dogg do whatever he's going to do on stage, then watch that. But I love Christmas Day for the fact that it's been NBA bonanza. I do not really celebrate Christmas, nor do I care about it. I'm not a Scrooge, just don't really enjoy it. But the NBA Christmas Day is my favorite thing. Mavs game. I'm so excited to see Cooper Flag continue to show out. This is such a big stage. We know they get massive viewership on Christmas Day. It is something that a lot of players look forward to playing in if they're not doing it for like 19 years consecutive. Looking at you, LeBron James, who recently made a comment about that. But I think the Mavs against the Warriors will be interested. I do not know Steph Curry's health or injury update going into this, but he always has a fun performance and he will make some threes rain, and he's usually great with the fans, and there's some viral moment that happens after. So I love Christmas Day for the fact that I can watch NBA basketball all day, including the Knicks and Cavs. I think that will be an early and fun game, but I want to see Cooper Flag show out any game unless it's against the Toronto Raptors. So thank you for asking. Will you be watching any of the halftime performance by Snoop Dogg, which honestly I only found out this morning that he was performing?
Is Creed got a halftime performance this time around? No.
Oh, wow.
Is Creed
just the 2001 Thanksgiving?
Oh, just that one. Yeah, right.
I really.
It was a Cowboys game, wasn't it?
It was a Cowboys game. It was, yes. When you had the lead singer of Creed flying through the air. Anyways, no, Snoop Dogg. Yeah, the Snoop Dogg will be a better halftime show.
I do need to hear
can't be Jack White and Eminem though at Thanksgiving. That was
that would
be a tough act to follow. Yeah,
yes,
that would be a tough
awesome
act to follow.
You can't beat Dan as Creed on Christmas Eve on Off the Record, because for those of you who don't know, I'm trying to get him to start a Creed cover band because Dan, give the people what I want. Come on.
No, it's not happening. That was as much as you're getting.
Come on.
With arms wide open under the solar. And that's it.
Oh, I was right there with the
Cav's got the air guitar. Welcome to this place. I'll show you where we'll hang. Okay, that's enough.
I got my light going on my phone. That is.
How about that, chat? How do we feel about Dan's performance? Hey, bro, that was an 8 out of 10. Solid.
I'll take an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
You know, I'll take an 8 out of 10.
We won it. Oh, this is great. I'm sorry. I can't breathe right now. I can't breathe.
Dan,
Lindsay can't take
the
anymore.
air out of the building.
No, that was so good. I want to hear that over and over again, but I need a moment. So my eyes are watering. Let's now discuss the look ahead Pro Line pick. Because when watching your favorite sports, make things interesting with Pro Line. Must be 18 plus to bet in store and 19 plus to bet online with Pro Line Plus. Must be in the province of Ontario. Dan, just give me a moment. I'm going to turn my mic off. Talk about your picks.
Well, I'm going to look for Jameson Williams to take me into a higher tax bracket to make another Creed joke. As we look at the Christmas Day games, Jameson Williams has been huge of late for the Lions. I'm looking at him to get an anytime touchdown, help Jared Goff pad those stats, as the Lions can at least do that if they're not going to make the playoffs this year. So give me the Jameson Williams anytime TD.
First game on the NFL slate on Christmas Day, I'm looking at George Pickens to haul in an anytime touchdown. This dude's in a contract year. He's got 88 receptions, 1,342 receiving yards, coming off 130 against the Chargers, and 9 touchdowns. Get the 10 touchdowns, big fella. George Pickens, Dallas Cowboys, anytime touchdown is my play.
Oh, man, I adore you guys, Dan. I am, because right now you're getting an 11 out of 10 performance rating. You're getting a 20 out of 10 performance. And I think somebody on the chat is somehow me. I don't know what it's KLEHTUN. They are awesome in the chat, because earlier they say they don't like onions. They're talking about CMB, all these things I agree with. And then they say they watch Trailer Park Boys Christmas. I'm like, worst case Ontario. We got like Randy, Ricky, all these things. Like, I also watch this in like Trailer Park Boys, which a lot of people don't know about me, or maybe they know about me. So I think this might be me somehow in another universe talking to myself. And I'm really freaked out right now. Yes, like this is
Dan, you should get wormhole, and they're just like,
and it's crazy to me, and I love it. And they're like, it's me. And then you should get an Emmy, Little Willie style, saying that. I'm loving it. But when we talk about an Emmy or an award, there might be a dad award of the year handed out after Christmas. You know, some people put a lot of effort and joy into gifts. I am not that person. I suck at giving gifts and receiving them. I mean well, but this is such a thoughtful gift that a dad posted on social media for his kid, who is a huge Mets fan. He made the kind of jumbotron, the screen. Yeah, in their basement and like the OMG, we always saw them like holding up after a win and stuff. I just think that is such a fun moment for a family and a pops to do that for their kid. And for those listening, it looks like their scoreboard in the outfield. And then the comments though were like, this is amazing. Unfortunately, he has to watch Mets games. I'm like, come on, internet.
Yes. Hey, at least he'll have a lifetime of disappointment in style.
Yeah, in 4K. But like other than Juan Soto, like Pete Alonso's gone, right? And so is Edwin Diaz. Yeah. Edwin Diaz with the Dodgers. I guess Jonah Tong, the Toronto, the young fella from, I think he's from Richmond Hill or Thornhill. He's on the Mets, but like might be a lean season, young fella. Lean.
But at least you gotta watch it exactly like you said. Oh, you're right though. At least you can watch it in 4K. A Christmas gift that I know a lot of Anaheim Ducks fans want is hopefully not their gross jersey, the all orange one that makes me angry.
No, stop disrespecting the orange.
So bad.
I just wanted to get you going, guys. I just wanted to get you going.
Leo Carlson, Cutter Gauthier, they look dope in the. Shout out to Chris Kreider in the yellow, Beckett Seneke, or not the yellow, orange. Anyway, go ahead, Lindsay.
I just wanted to bug you guys to see your reaction. I'm just teasing, but the Anaheim Ducks had a giveaway, which for me is top 10 of the year. It is the Nutcracker. Yeah. So for those listening, it's their mascot. That is a Nutcracker. I want this. I did not look how much they're reselling on eBay, but they were gone in like 5 seconds. And it's like, I went to black because everybody got one and there's none left. But if there was a giveaway from another team, I want that one. Like, that's pretty cool marketing. Over the years,
you want the Nutcracker more than anything?
I want. Yes,
I want. You don't even like Christmas, and you want the Nutcracker? I don't. These are conflicting.
I don't really associate it with Christmas, but I like walnuts and stuff. And then if you had a cool Nutcracker, why not have one that's stylish like that? Which made me think of some legendary giveaways that teams have had. I know a big one for Raptors was the Christmas Day giveaway because they've only had one Christmas Day game ever. And it was like the snow globe that was a tie-in with OVO. I know that sells for a pretty penny on the secondhand market. Or the Randall. After Randall Grichuk for the Blue Jays that nobody liked, apparently, except for me. Was there any giveaway for any other team, guys, that you liked ever in the history of time?
It's a hard one to think about. Like the Leafs don't have to give out giveaways, but maybe they got to start because apparently they're not selling out Scotiabank the way they used to.
Giving away goals.
Yeah, they're giving away a lot of goals. The Ducks had one earlier this year where they gave out these duck feet Crocs, I think they were, or something like that. That was kind of interesting.
I don't know. I can't think of any other than just like the regular bobblehead or like the mini bats.
Oh yeah.
I'm sure the San Jose Sharks have had something cool. I mean, it's not Disney like the Anaheim Ducks, but something either around Finding Nemo or I don't know, some like little shark's head would be kind of cool just to sit on your desk. Maybe like cars drive through it or whatever. But I don't know. It's a great question. I got to do some digging.
I would like for the Seattle Mariners to give away toilet seats in honor of the Big Dumper at some point next season.
I thought you were going to go with the like mini Trident would be cool.
But it was funny because Cal Raleigh was signing toilet seats at the home run derby or whatever. So, maybe make a thing out of it. Yeah. He was. He absolutely was.
That would go so poorly if they had a bad season because they were like, flush the season down the toilet. It would not go well. It's funny like on a whiteboard, but then in real life, people would just be killing the team.
Yes.
And it would just be emblematic of any losing stretch that the team would go through. Which would be great for Toronto Blue Jays because we'll see those mother bleepers in 2026 a few times.
Yeah.
Mother bleepers.
I do think Cal Raleigh did get screwed on the MVP. But anyways.
That's a chat for another day, isn't it?
Chat for another day.
Thank you to our chat right now that suggested and let me know that I can get a $20 Randall on the marketplace. So I know what I'm getting you guys for Christmas. It's just going to be a little bit late, but we appreciate the chat. Everyone listening and subscribing, joining us today. I do know the holidays can be tough for a lot of people. We're here to bring you good vibes, good spirits, and some good sports news. So thank you for joining. We wish you a happy holidays, but we'll be back on December 29th with Natalie Spooner and Jay Rosehill. Let's go. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys on Monday.
Hope you enjoyed this video. If you want more off the roster content, make sure to like and hype this video and subscribe to the Nation Network YouTube channel.